Welcome back for the second game of our doubleheader this evening as the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs take to the field behind their veteran ace, Darrell Thompson, one of the all-time leading winners in the history of Atlantic League baseball. He just needs a handful more to catch Tim Kaine, a longtime pitcher. We crossed paths with Kaine in this league for just our first season back in 2005. He won 74. Thompson is closing in, but not there yet. Darrell Thompson, 10-2 on the season. He'll match up against right-hander Dominic DeSabatino of the Barnstormers. DeSabatino had won 8 decisions in a row and then has stumbled the last couple of starts. He lost the last time out to the Lexington Legends a week ago tonight, but still the leading winner on the Barnstormers Ball Club and third in the league behind Thompson and Tommy Lawrence now of the High Point Rockers, who matches Thompson with the 10-2 record. Here are the lineups for Game 2 of the doubleheader. Caleb Gindel will lead off and play right field for the Barnstormers. Blake Allemond batting second at second base. Alejandro De Aza will be the DH. He will hit third. The cleanup batter is the first baseman Kelly Dugan. Ladarius Clark moves to center. He will bat fifth. Anthony Peroni catching and batting sixth. Devon Torrance will make the start in left. He will bat seventh. Jake Hoover moves over to third base and hits eighth. Clay Luis Rendon is the Barnstormers shortstop for the nightcap. He is batting in the number 9 slot with DeSabatino on the hill. And for Southern Maryland, Matt Hibbert leads off in left. The second baseman batting number 2, Ruby Silva. Jovan Rosa will bat third. He's got first base. The right fielder in the cleanup slot is David Harris. Alex Crosby, the designated hitter, is batting fifth. Josh McAdams at third base hitting sixth. Zach Collier is the center fielder batting number 7. Joe DeLuca will catch again and bat eighth. And Michael Baca is the shortstop hitting ninth. Thompson on the hill, the right-hander who grew up in nearby La Plata. Thompson is the player coach for Southern Maryland, 35 years of age, 6 feet tall, 205 pounds. He is making his 17th start of the season. He has completed 2, and look for him to turn in at least 6 innings here in Game 2 of the doubleheader. The Barnstormers took the opener 8-6. Caleb Gindel leads off against Thompson and swings and misses. After the first pitch, it's 0-1. Thompson will put the ball in the zone. He has walked only 14 batters in this season, where everybody has talked about how walks are up in the Atlantic League. Thompson has mastered the zone. He gets Gindel to swing and miss, and very quickly it is 0-2. Caleb batting .287 after going hitless in Game 1. 24 home runs for him. He has driven in 65. Thompson zeroing in on the target set by DeLuca. Here's the 0-2, and Gindel swings and misses. He's gone on 3 straight pitches. He strikes out to open up the ball game. Blake Allemond, the second baseman, will come to the plate. Now, the Barnstormers have accomplished quite a bit by winning Game 1 of this doubleheader. It takes a little bit of the pressure off. They have matched their season-high winning streak with 4 in a row. It's hard to believe that the Barnstormers have never won more than 4 in a row this season. They have taken over first place by a game, and they have won this series. First pitch to Allemond misses. It is ball 1 and no strikes. Blake at .280 with 18 home runs after clubbing one right-handed in Game 1. He's driven in 45. Thompson comes back and misses to Blake. It is 2 balls and no strikes with Alejandro De Aza waiting on deck. So the Barnstormers can lose this game and still feel very good about the series. Now, obviously, they'd feel great with a series sweep under their belts, a 2-game lead in the division, and a very good jump on the tiebreaker. Barnstormers lead the second half series against Southern Maryland right now 4-1. A called strike, it's 3-1. But when you're facing Thompson, you know that he is the best that the Atlantic League has to offer. If you win a game against him, you feel it's like stealing one. There's a liner into right field, a base hit for Allemond. Blake aboard with 1 out here in the first inning. Alejandro De Aza will step in. The Barnstormers had a great game at the plate in the opener. They banged out 12 hits and scored 8 runs, winning it by the 8-6 margin. And they look to carry some of that over into this second game of the doubleheader. De Aza will step in. Alejandro at .313 He has 8 home runs on the year. He has knocked in 53, broke the 3-3 tie in the 5th inning in Game 1 with a solo blast down the right field line. McAdams creeps in over at third. The middle infield is at double play depth. That is Baca at short, Silva at second. A strike taken by De Aza. Jovan Rosa playing first base here in Game 2. He and Alex Crosby have switched roles. Matt Hibbert's in left, Zach Collier in center. And the right fielder is David Harris, with Joe DeLuca again catching, the Iron Man behind the plate. De Aza with a swing and a miss. Thompson has him at 0-2. So Gindel and De Aza, the veterans, 5 pitches, 5 strikes. In between, Allemond works the count to 3-1 and wraps the base hit into right. Barnstormers with 1 out, 1 on, but De Aza trailing in the count at 0-2, pulls a grounder foul and remains alive against Thompson here in the first inning of Game 2 of the doubleheader. Now, a slight advantage, you would have to think, to Southern Maryland, not only having Thompson on the hill in this second game, but also they've got their, at least their closer, Matt Latos, ready to go. The Barnstormers have used up Moya and Schumann to pin down the first game of this doubleheader. De Aza stays with a pitch and fouls this over the Legends Club over on the third base side. He sticks in there against Thompson at 1-2. Elsewhere in the Atlantic League, Long Island leads York 5-4, top of the 5th. They play a single game tonight. They got the doubleheader in and split back on Tuesday. West Virginia up 10-5 over Lexington in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Gastonia has a 6-4 lead on High Point in the bottom half of the 5th. De Aza awaiting a pitch, and he slaps another foul. This one catches the corner of the net. Thompson finds De Aza to be fairly stubborn here. 1 out, 1 on. The Barnstormers batting in the top of inning 1 here in the second game of our doubleheader. Just getting started between the Barnstormers and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Infield continues to look for the double play ground ball. Thompson ready to go. De Aza with another foul ball to the left side. This one, again, arcing over the party area and into the parking lot. De Aza continuing to fight against Thompson and perhaps wear him down. Thompson, a former Cincinnati Red, a couple different stints, 3 years apart with the Reds. Here's the pitch. De Aza pops this up. A high, and I mean high, pop fly behind second base. Baca backpedals to make the catch. Well, that is out number 2. It brings on Dugan, who extended his hitting streak to 16 in Game 1 of the doubleheader. He was 1 for 3, hit by a pitch, and scored twice in that opener of our doubleheader. The Barnstormers taking it 8-6 from Southern Maryland. 2 outs with the runner at first base here. Allemond out to the lead. The pitch to Dugan. He swings and misses. Boy, is Thompson getting the pitches, and he doesn't throw hard past the left-handed hitting lineup of the Lancaster Barnstormers. It is amazing to watch Thompson work. He really doesn't throw hard at all, maybe mid-80s, but the ball moves around a lot. Here's the 0-1. Dugan chases after a pitch, and he, like Gindel and De Aza, finds himself trailing in the count at no balls and 2 strikes. De Aza stayed in for a while. Gindel really did not against the Southern Maryland right-handed ace. 0-2, the count to Dugan. Here's the motion and the pitch. Kelly swings and misses. Boy, Thompson has the ball darting around. It's what he does. No runs on a hit, no errors, and the Barnstormers leave Allemond aboard. We'll go to the bottom half of the first inning, and Southern Maryland stepping in. It is Lancaster 0, and coming up, the Blue Crabs.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
This is the sound of someone getting the most out of a summer day. So is this. Because for some, summer days were made for adventure. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our entire line of leading-edge hybrids, each with the power and range to help you get the most out of your summer. But hurry, the sale ends September 7th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Dominic DeSabatino has certainly done his share of winning here in the 2021 campaign. He has picked up 9 victories. He's 9-4. He's worked 77 innings, allowing 100 hits, 66 earned runs. He's walked 47, struck out 62. His ERA 7.71. He has been extremely well supported by his Barnstormers mates over the course of the season, but DeSabatino, for the most part, has been steady. Now, the last time out, he tried to battle through a hand injury, and the injury ended up winning. He walked 7 in 2+ innings. He gave up 3 hits and 6 runs against Lexington. The ball game won by the Legends a week ago tonight, 9-4. Remember, the Barnstormers had lost 6 out of 7. They sank below 500, both for the second half and the season. And then in the ebb and flow of this year, they turn it right back around. They win 4 in a row and find themselves occupying first place coming into the second game of this doubleheader. Matt Hibbert will lead it off against DeSabatino, right-handed batting outfielder, stationed in left here in Game 2, batting .297 with a pair of homers, 10 runs batted in. We saw him as a pinch hitter in the 5th inning against Augie Silk in Game 1. He popped up to second base. DeSabatino's first pitch fades inside and low. Ball 1 and no strikes on Hibbert with Ruby Silva and Jovan Rosa to follow here in the bottom half of the first inning. No score. The Barnstormers had a base hit. That was all in the top of the inning. DeSabatino delivers, chop the third, tough play, Hoover. He'll get the throw off, and that throw skips on past Kelly Dugan, and out into right field. Hibbert ends up at second base. If there is one flaw in Hoover's game defensively, and he's got a remarkable glove, it's that when he charges in on balls, he tends to throw low. He did it there. He's done it a couple of times to second base. We'll get the official ruling, whether that is an error all the way or an infield single and an error. I imagine it might be the latter, but it definitely sets up Southern Maryland here in the bottom half of the first inning. An error has to be charged to get Hibbert to second base. You have to explain that, and it will be exactly that. Infield single and an E5. Ruby Silva steps in, 336 with 14 homers, 54 runs batted in. Silva had a double in Game 1. He was 1 for 3 officially. And a pitch to him, swing and a miss. That gets away from Peroni, and the wild pitch sends Hibbert over to third. Well, the Barnstormers with a couple of mistakes here in the opening inning, and Southern Maryland has a runner 90 feet away before DeSabatino can record an out. He's made some decent pitches in the early stages of this game, but the Baltimore chop over to third, forcing Hoover to rush a throw. He makes a low throw, bouncing it past Dugan. Now a wild pitch, even though Peroni blocked it, it came up the first baseline. Now 0-1, the count to Silva. He reaches for another and misses. DeSabatino has Silva at no balls and 2 strikes. Jovan Rosa, the first baseman, waits on deck. We are scoreless in the bottom half of the first inning. Game 2 of our doubleheader. First game saw 5 home runs and lasted 2 hours, 41 minutes. Silva takes a pitch low. It is ball 1 from the 6'4" right-hander Dominic DeSabatino, 25 years of age, from Middletown, Delaware, his hometown, seriously affected by yesterday's weather, as was Annapolis, not all that far from here. Annapolis hit by a tornado, some property damage there. Swung on and missed. Big out for DeSabatino. Silva fans. One man gone in the first inning, and it brings on Jovan Rosa, 2 for 8 since returning to the Atlantic League this go-around as a Blue Crab. Hibbert over at third with 1 out, no score in this bottom half of the first inning. The city of Annapolis, as I said, a lot of property damage, and then, of course, there were some deaths as you work your way through the Philadelphia metropolitan area up through New Jersey, a lot of flooding. We'll go through some of that on the way to Long Island. Suffolk County, out further on Long Island, the eastern half of Long Island, had some bad weather, but the ballpark there is fine. They'll be ready to go with the series beginning tomorrow night. No damage to the stadium. 1 ball and no strikes. DeSabatino fires wide to Rosa. The count is 2-0. The infield plays back with the game just in the bottom half of the first inning, and Ross Peoples feeling confident that his ball club can make up 1 run against Darrell Thompson, but making up a bunch of runs against Darrell Thompson, not easy to do. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That one slides just past the outside corner. That corner's been tough to find in this series. There was a big moment in game 1 of this doubleheader where Misael Severio thought he had the 3rd strike on Ladarius Clark. It wasn't given to him. Very next pitch, Clark hit out of the yard to right center and tied the score. Now a drive to deep center field off the bat of Rosa. Going back on this one is Clark, and the walls will not contain it. A 2-run home run just to the left of the batter's eye. Rosa with his first since coming back to the Atlantic League, and he has Southern Maryland on the board with a very quick start, a 2-0 lead here in the bottom half of the first inning. It'll bring on David Harris with 1 out and the bases clear. So Southern Maryland out to the flying start here in game 2, and the Barnstormers have their hands full trying to make up the ground in this game against Thompson. Darrell Thompson is, without a doubt, the best starting pitcher in the Atlantic League for the 2nd consecutive season. David Harris steps in, 272 with 13 home runs. He was 0 for 3, robbed in one case by Hoover, playing shortstop in game 1. He struck out against Schumann his last time up. Swing and a foul tip at the plate, 0-1 the count on Harris. The on-deck batter is the designated hitter, Alex Crosby. Schumann wasn't at top speed in the 7th inning tonight, and he may not have been expecting to get in there once the lead grew to 8-3. Foul ball back. It is 0-2. Closers are creatures of habit. Part of the lead got away from Gabriel Moya in the 6th inning. Schumann came on. He got the job done. He got his 16th save and never really threatened the lead. It wasn't as sharp as he has been, certainly not the velocity he has shown. Fly ball down the right field line, and just in fair territory is Gindel making the catch. Harris retired for the 2nd out, and the designated hitter Alex Crosby will come to the plate. Crosby is at .329 with 11 home runs on the season and 53 runs knocked in. Southern Maryland leads it 2-0 here in the bottom half of inning 1 in the 2nd game of our twin bill. Dominic DeSabatino giving up the long ball to Rosa, and that was a pretty good poke just to the left of the batting eye. The 15th home run allowed by Dom on the season. Foul ball back. Crosby bats at no balls and a strike. The Barnstormers will have Clark, Peroni, and Torrance giving it a whirl in the top of the 2nd inning. Trayvon Robinson sits out game 2, as does Nick Schumpert and Anderson De La Rosa. Here comes the 0-1 to Crosby. That is knocked foul off to the left and well off the field of play. 2nd strike on Crosby, who made the final out in game 1 with a wicked liner right at the shortstop Hoover. Jake staggered but held on, and the ball game was over with the first game in Lancaster's pockets. Fouled to the net, and Crosby continues to bat at no balls and 2 strikes here. Josh McAdams, the third baseman, looms on deck. He got the rally started with a solo shot to left center field back in the 6th inning in game 1. Into the dirt, and a ball on Crosby here, 1-2. Southern Maryland led the first game 2-0 as well. They scored a couple in the second off of Augie Silk. Silk settled down. Very nice start for the left-hander, improving his record on the year to 4-4. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and Crosby just gets a piece, fighting it off, driving it straight down into the dirt around home plate. He will continue with the 1-ball, 2-strike count. So the Barnstormers not off to a great start in this game. There was a play on Hibbert. If Hoover had gotten the throw right on line to first, he did have to rush it. Swung on and missed, and the strikeout against Crosby will end the inning. Rosa's home run was the only ball well hit off of DeSabatino, but 2-run score on 2 hits and an error. Nobody left on base at the end of 1 here in the nightcap. Southern Maryland leading by the score of 2-0.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 15 all the way through August 28. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Clinics tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster.
Hardest pitch thrown by Darrell Thompson in the top half of the first came in at 87.4 miles per hour. That was the pitch that struck out Kelly Dugan. So Thompson proving you don't have to be overpowering to get the job done. He's facing Ladarius Clark to start off the second. Clark a couple of hits in the opener, including his 11th home run. Thompson's pitch, a check swing, and the pitch up and in. An appeal is requested. Down to first base. Ball 1 and no strikes to Clark. Anthony Peroni waits on deck. Ladarius will look at a fastball for a strike. And the count levels up at 1-1. Dominic DeSabatino, meanwhile, came out throwing in the low 90s. The home run was off a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. Fouled away. And Clark now trails 1-2 against Thompson. Peroni and Torrance to follow. Hoover, should anybody get on base or score here in this top half of the second with the Barnstormers down by a pair. Blake Alleman with a one-out single in the top half of the first inning. It was all the Barnstormers could manage. Thompson ready to go. Here's the 1-2. Clark will lift this on the right side. The second baseman, Silva, going back. He calls off the right fielder, Harris, and then staggering backwards at the end, makes the catch. Clark retired. We have one out here in the top of inning 2. Anthony Peroni will come to the plate. Peroni at .288 with a home run and 26 runs batted in. Darrell Thompson has a record historically against the Barnstormers right around 500. It is because he doesn't always get a lot of run support when facing the Barnstormers. He's been in a number of lower scoring games over the years, but his ball club getting the 2 runs for him in the bottom of the first tonight, and Thompson seems to be in a groove early. Now facing Peroni, who's been one of the Barnstormers' hotter hitters as of late, 17 out of his last 38. Fastball is in for a called strike. It is 0-1. 2-0 Southern Maryland. The Barnstormers took the opener 8-6, and Southern Maryland looking for a split of this doubleheader. They're in a little bit of trouble if they don't get the split. Barnstormers taking the first 2 in this series. Easy bouncer to second, handled by Silva. 2 up, 2 down. And Torrance is left to try and get something generated in this second inning. Daryl Thompson is on a roll early, and generally when he's on a roll early, he stays on it. That's what makes him such a strong starting pitcher. He's averaged nearly 7 innings per start over the course of this season, and nobody really coming close to the achievements of Thompson here in 2021. The pitch to Torrance, he swings and misses, and Devon goes down a strike. It is 0-1. Torrance, among the league leaders, has the best WHIP. He leads the league in innings pitched. Swung on and missed by Torrance, and now it is 0-2. His 10-2 record is the best. He has just been stellar all the way. No balls, 2 strikes to Torrance. Thompson winds, brings it home, and picks up his 3rd strikeout as Torrance is gone on just 3 pitches. Thompson not overpowering, but he is dazzling. The Barnstormers go down in 1-2-3 fashion in the top of the second inning. We're through 1.5. Southern Maryland leading by the score of 2-0.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
This is the sound of someone looking out for the safety of a loved one.
Come here, honey. Let's get you buckled up.
And this is the sound of a Lexus looking out for someone else on the road. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you'll find great deals on our full line of vehicles, each with our advanced standard safety technology. But hurry, the sale ends September 7th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Pre-collision system with pedestrian detection is not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practices. See owner's manual for additional limitations and details.
Barnstormers and Southern Maryland from Regency Furniture Stadium. And if you haven't had your fill of baseball from Regency Furniture Stadium, we'll be right back here in 15 days for another 3-game set against Southern Maryland. Top 2 clubs in the second half in the Northern Division. The season series between these 2 ball clubs is important. The second half series, the Barnstormers are up at the moment 4-1, and the season series is led by the Barnstormers 9-5. That could come into play as well should Long Island surge in the second half, and never count the Ducks out from a long winning streak, because that's how they won the first half. Ball is inside on Josh McAdams, 1-0. They started the night 3 games behind both these ball clubs. Chopper to second, 1 hop played by Alleman, an easy throw to first, and McAdams is retired. DeSabatino, outside of the home run, has pitched a pretty strong ball game so far. He'll face Zach Collier, the center fielder. Collier at .315 with 9 homers, 32 runs batted in. 1 out of 2, along with a walk in the opener. He scored a couple of runs and drove in 1. The Sabatino has struck out 2, gave up the infield single to Hibbert. It didn't matter where he was on base. The error in the wild pitch became inconsequential. So here is Collier with one out, bases empty to Sabatino. Kicks, fires, and that is cut on and miss. Strike one with the catcher Joe DeLuca waiting on deck. So as the crow flies, DeSabatino is not terribly far from home here at Southern Maryland, but you have to go all the way up to Route 50 in the Bay Bridge. Now Collier lifts a fly ball to right. Retreating on it is Gindel, but he's got plenty of space out there. He makes the catch a step ahead of the track. 2 up and 2 down in the lower half of the second with Joe DeLuca stepping in. DeLuca thundered the 2-run homer to left field, batting against Moya in the 6th inning of Game 1. That was his 11th homer of the season. He's driven in 44. He's also homered to right field at Clipper Magazine Stadium. He has been such a stalwart for Stan Clyburn this year. Stan was a little bit worried, I think, early in the season about his catching situation. But DeLuca has been in just about every game, certainly every game but one against the Barnstormers. Jake Marshall caught once on our first trip here back in June. And every other game we have seen DeLuca behind the plate, including both ends of this doubleheader. 2 outs, nobody on. DeSabatino deals. That's a bunt and a good one. Dom will field and throw, and that throw is wild. DeLuca unable to advance past first base, and I'm sure that will be a bunt single. What else does that guy do? He catches both games of a doubleheader and bunts for a base hit. He is just recently 26 years of age, is DeLuca. He has never played in a major league organization. And really, except for possibly with Trois-Rivières in the Can-Am Association back in 19, he's never really been an everyday player. But boy, has he blossomed here in the Atlantic League. 2 outs, DeLuca the runner at first base. Shortstop Michael Baca steps in. That was a brilliant bunt by DeLuca. Still a play if DeSabatino had been able to line up the throw. So we'll get to the ruling. I'm figuring that's a bunt base hit. They're putting a second Barnstormers error on the scoreboard out in left field, but the communication between the official scorer and that scoreboard out there does not exist, and it is a bunt single for DeLuca. The pitch from DeSabatino outside and low to Baca. It is ball 1 and no strikes. Blue Crabs lead it 2-0 in the bottom of the second inning here in Game 2. Lancaster looking for the doubleheader and the series sweep, but no matter what, will have at least taken this series and climbed back into a tie for first place. That's at the very minimum. So some of the pressure taken off by that first game win. Here's the pitch to Baca. He pulls a sharp grounder foul out to his own dugout. Ray Ortega, the third base coach. I don't know how many times I've been introduced to Ray over the course of this season. I've been only dealing with the guy all year, but once again today I was down there. Stan invited me in to have a chat with him in his office, and I go to leave, and Joe Walsh calls me over, and I'm talking to Joe, the first base coach, for a while. Have you met Ray or hitting coach Ray Ortega? And I'm like, yeah, we've been conversing all year, actually. Here is the pitch. Baca takes outside, ball 2. It is 2-1. And we've seen Stan get tossed and Ortega take over the reins of the ball club. 2 balls and 1 strike to Baca. DeLuca, the runner at first base. He has a couple of steals. He just beat out a bunt single, so you can't assume anything here. Dominic DeSabatino generally holds runners pretty well. The pitch inside, and he falls behind Baca now, 3-1, with Matt Hibbert waiting on deck. Southern Maryland looking to increase the lead in this bottom half of the second inning. Barnstormers will have Hoover, Rendon, and Gindel coming up against Thompson in the third. A lot of room up the middle for Baca. Rendon is swung toward the hole, Hoover toward the line. 3-1 pitch is beaten foul, never leaving the batter's box. 3 balls, 2 strikes is the continuing count on the shortstop Baca. DeLuca will be on the move. 2-0 Southern Maryland already here in the bottom half of the second frame. Jovan Rosa, who has hit some big home runs in the Atlantic League. A lot of those for New Britain, for Stan Clyburn up there. Stan managed Southern Maryland in 15, went to New Britain, was there for a couple of years, went with Butch to Chicago in 18, came back here to Southern Maryland in 19. That is a soft liner fisted into left field for a base hit. DeLuca will advance to third easily. Head first slide, but without a throw, and runners are at the corners for Hibbert. Baca hit that one off the wrists, had Rendon scrambling after it, but Clay Luis never had a play. DeLuca was running with the pitch, easily making the turn and going to third. Runners are at the corners. 4 hits now for Southern Maryland. Matt Hibbert coming to the plate. He reached on the infield base hit on the Baltimore chop toward Hoover. Back in the first inning, Hoover comes in to check the spot from which he threw the last time. DeLuca at third with Baca at first. 2 gone. Hibbert stands in, and Southern Maryland, which had a 5-0 lead through 2 innings, get away on Tuesday, trying to build on the 2-0 edge here. First pitch almost gets away from Peroni. It is ball 1, no strikes on Hibbert. The other night it was a 2-run single by McAdams and a 3-run homer by Silva in the first 2 innings. They had the Barnstormers and Zach Smith in a deep hole. Lancaster rallied. The win going to Brent Teller in relief, 8-5. Here on Tuesday night, the Sabatino deals. That's grounded on the left side. Diving stop by Hoover. He'll make a throw. It's not in time. Now Dugan will fire to third base, and they will be able to cut down Baca trying to gain an extra bag there. But Hibbert with an infield single, his second of the ball game, driving in DeLuca with an additional run, and the out on Baca will be recorded over at third base, but it's 1 run, 3 hits with no errors, 1 man left. And now at the end of 2, Southern Maryland leading the Barnstormers by the score of 3-0.
Hey, $2 bill here, aka the rare one. Problem is, I'm so rare, people just saved me. But thanks to the new cash vibe with quick cash from the PA Lottery, I'm back in business. For just $2, you can get bigger jackpots starting at $150,000. Plus quick cash, a chance to instantly win $2 or $6. Haha, it's good to be wanted.
Play Cash 5 with Quick Cash from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings, a delicious sub made the way you love, fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Daryl Thompson leading by 3 as we go to the top half of the 3rd inning. What a crazy game in the field this has been for the Barnstormers. It's been a series of almosts. Matt Hibbert with 2 infield singles to the third baseman Hoover. He made a great stop against Matt in the bottom of the 2nd inning, but couldn't get off a throw-on line. He basically fired it across the diamond from the seat of his pants. DeLuca scored on that play. Also, a bunt single in the inning. Baca hitting one off at best the label of the bat and dropping that into shallow left. The Barnstormers down by 3, and still the only ball hit hard off the Sabatino, the home run by Rosa, which was hit hard enough for 2 or 3 swings. Here is Jake Hoover to open up the 3rd inning. Hoover in game 1 went 2 for 3 with a run scored and a run batted in. Also made a sensational catch. This game has frustrated him a bit defensively. And we'll see what he can do on the offensive side against Thompson. First pitch is fouled off the end of the bat. It is 0-1. Thompson is cruising. He has struck out 3. Blake Alleman with a solid single back in the first inning. Otherwise, 3 strikeouts and 3 outs for the infielders, 2 on pop-ups. To Hoover, 0-1, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Thompson is just dazzling the Barnstormers hitters with his assortment of off-speed stuff, and then his 87-mile-an-hour fastball looks 96, and Lancaster hasn't caught up to the pattern at all. 0-2 on Jake Hoover. He gets underneath and pops this up just ahead of home plate. Now circling around near the plate into foul territory is DeLuca. He makes the catch. Hoover's retired. We have 1 down. Clay Luis Rendon will step in, and he will bat for the first time in the doubleheader. The Barnstormers' everyday shortstop taking a seat and allowing Hoover to play short in Game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. So for Rendon, a .256 average, 5 homers, and 40 runs batted in for the season. 6 in a row, retired by Thompson. He leads it 3-0 here in the nightcap. Thompson has not thrown a complete game shutout this year, and his first pitch to Rendon finds the strike zone. It is 0-1. The Barnstormers banged out 12 hits and scored 8 runs in the opener. Thompson working very quickly in the nightcap. He's in a very good rhythm, and he wants to keep it there. Missing outside to Rendon. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. The Barnstormers will see Thompson at this rate maybe all 7 innings, maybe 6 innings, and then Latos. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed by Rendon, and it is 1-2. You have to be up there and be aggressive against Thompson. He's always in the zone. He doesn't miss, and with that, he has a tendency to get you to swing and miss a lot early in counts with a lot of off-speed stuff. Now 1-2, Rendon swings and misses. That is the 4th strikeout for Darrell Thompson in the ballgame tonight, all against left-handed batters. Top of the order, Caleb Gindel stepping in. Gindel went down swinging on just 3 pitches back in the first. 3-0 Southern Maryland, and right now, Darrell Thompson trying to pitch his ball club back into the first-place tie here in the second half of the season. Here is the wind and the pitch to Gindel. Breaking ball to the inside corner. It's 0-1. I mean, at times you just got to tip your cap to the opposing pitcher, and Thompson displaying absolute mastery out there this evening. The 0-1, breaking ball again. This time it misses, and Gindel will stand in there with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Thompson had to throw 17 pitches in the first inning. Has not been challenged since. To Gindel now, it's popped up foul, backing out of play. We go to a 1 ball and 2 strike count. If you had somebody like a Darrell Thompson on the Barnstormers this entire season, this is a championship team. The lack of that every 5th day starter that you could count on for 7 innings has in many ways been whatever undoing there has been for the Lancaster Barnstormers. Now, it's tough to say they've been undone with an overall record 3 games over 500. But what I've been saying, and I've said this the entire year, you give the Barnstormers a Darrell Thompson in the rotation, this team isn't 3 games over 500. This team is probably 13 games over 500. Popped up to shallow center field. That is the shortstop, Baca, going a long way back. He will make the catch. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Thompson. He's retired 8 in a row. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Southern Maryland leading the Barnstormers by the score of 3-0.
Bummer, the Barnstormers are on the road and you're looking for something to do. Clipper Magazine Stadium still has the answer for family fun. The summer movie series returns, presented by Lidl Supermarkets on selected nights throughout the summer season. Bring the kids out to the ballpark for family-friendly movies. For just $6.50 per person, you get to sit on the outfield grass and enjoy a film on the big screen in left center field. Showtime is 7 p.m. For more information and movie listings, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the events page.
72 years and 4 generations and still going strong. We are Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg, and we want to be your appliance store now and into the future. We sell all the best brand names of appliances at the very best prices. We also deliver, install, and service what we sell. Shop local and with your 4-generation hometown appliance store. Come to Gockenauer Appliances and see what a great appliance purchase experience is all about. You can even shop from home now at Gockenauers.com. Thanks for your support.
Dominic DeSabatino takes this ball game into the bottom of the third inning. It has been all Southern Maryland so far. The Blue Crabs with 3 runs on 5 hits off of Dom, but out of those 5 hits, only 2 have left the infield. Ruby Silva leads off the home third. He struck out back in the first inning, one of 2 strikeout victims for DeSabatino in the ball game so far tonight. Tomorrow night will be Nile ball for the Barnstormers. Silva goes after a pitch out of the zone, swinging and missing. It is 0-1. And a right-hander will be on the hill for the Long Island Ducks, one we have not seen previously. But we will get the likes of Feldman and Iorio in the series. Ground ball, shortstop, easy play for Clea Luis Rendon. Silva's retired. We've got 1 out in the home third, and Jovan Rosa stepping in. Rosa hit the 6th home run of the doubleheader. A ball that left the yard because it hooked enough to go past the batter's eye just to the left. If the ball stays straight to center field, it probably would have come off the batter's eye for a double or a triple. Instead, the 2-run homer. He's back. 1 out. Bases are clear here. DeSabatino goes to work, and Rosa will look at a strike over at the knees. It's 0-1. And as I've said, DeSabatino is not in any way, shape, or form pitching a bad game here. It's just he has not been able to keep up with the work of Daryl Thompson, who has just been dominating the Barnstormers, swinging a miss. Rosa pulling the trigger way too soon on that pitch, and it's no balls, 2 strikes with David Harris, the right fielder, waiting on deck. So both pitchers have been able to limit the number of tosses that they've made in this game. Rosa goes down swinging. That was fairly easy for DeSabatino, his 3rd strikeout. And with 2 gone, Harris will come to the plate. He flied out down the right field line his first time up here in game 2. So this ball game is motoring along quickly here in the nightcap. I say that hoping to get the Barnstormers to spend a little bit more time at the plate. Just remember, in game 1, I talked about Augie Silk giving up just 1 walk through 4 1/3 innings. He walked Ruby Silva on 4 pitches. Swing and a miss. Harris down a strike at his 0-1, but Silk able to stem it from there. He gave up just the 2 walks in 5 innings, 6 hits and 3 runs. Good enough to win game 1 of this doubleheader. 8-6, the Barnstormers took it. If you're looking for a star of game 1 for the Barnstormers, you might have to look at Jake Hoover, even though he didn't hit one of the 3 homers. Outside and low. Ball 1 and strike 1, the count on David Harris. Couple of hits for Hoover along with a walk. He was involved in the offense and made that one sparkling play against Harris. Offering is fouled away, 1 and 2 on the right fielder. But you can also look at Ladarius Clark. He's 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 driven in. He hit the game-tying home run. So I guess you'd probably give the edge to Clark. And the next delivery,